there, welcome to Consult the Blind Guy. In today's episode, we are covering day 18 of the Leda challenge, and our topic of discussion for our mission today is dealing with trolls, as well as I'm going to touch on yesterday's video release about consulting and culture and coaching, and as well as answering any questions you might have about doing either of those. And my name is Andrew. I'm here to help you build your brain, grow your channel, and educate you about the blind and visually impaired. And I'd like to thank you all for joining me here today on this live stream. It is greatly appreciated. I'm looking forward to chatting with you about dealing with trolls, coaching, and consulting, and answering your questions you might have about yesterday's video release, as well as anything you'd like to ask while we're here. Let's see who we have with us today. Hey, brother Sean, thank you for joining us today. It's great to see you here. Greatly appreciated, brother. I am actually going to adjust this camera just a little bit so you're not getting the glare from my picture above me. Sorry about that. And as you can tell, I made sure that I ensured my microphone was hooked up properly today. Sorry about that again. Unfortunately, yesterday, just before I hit the go live button, I made one final adjustment with the microphone placement, and I apparently bumped the USB cord and it came just a little bit disconnected. So we had some bad audio on my end because it was going from the laptop rather than my good mic right here. So I apologize for that in yesterday's live stream. I will probably be asking Martin to come back on again here in the near future to do another interview so we can have a better quality on both ends and it's easier for everybody to see and hear. So, as I said, today's mission is to deal with trolls. And I'm going to actually pull up my notes here so I can actually read what our mission is, because I think it's better to have it done that way than to not have it done. Oh, I don't have my dark theme on. Blind guy trying to deal with stuff makes it too bright. Ah! What a pain in the butt that just was. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second here. I should have had this done already, but I'm trying to multitask on multiple things, preparing for today's challenge and getting more content done for you, because I'm going to do the recordings today, or start on recording today, for the deep dive into print on demand. That way you have a little bit better understanding of the platforms that are out there, as well as some of the benefits to them and how you can use them, whether you're a small channel or not a YouTuber at all. Sorry guys, for some reason it's not wanting to pull up what I was trying to. For some reason. There we go. Good old technical issues. This is what I get for not having everything preset and double checked again. As I said, I'm trying to multitask on multiple things today, and bouncing back and forth just does not seem to be my strong suit today. Usually I have all this stuff done, and today I am like majorly failing. So I'm sorry. Get these notes pulled up here. Okay, today's mission for Leda is how do you deal with trolls? David gives some specific advice and options, but our mission is to tell us how you plan on dealing with trolls. Now, if anybody knows David Foster from Live Streaming Pros, you know his theory is to troll the trolls. And I kinda can follow along with that, but at the same time, I think if I was to actually troll the trolls, that I would create more of an issue and create more stress on myself and those in the chat, and I just don't wanna deal with that. Oh, hey, Just Samson, bro. Thanks you for showing up. Let me see what you're saying here, because I cannot read the screen unless I lean up forward. Uh Yes, thank you. Yeah, man. I don't know how I did it, but sometime when I was adjusting the microphone yesterday, it came a little hair unplugged, so it couldn't connect, so it went to the PC. And yeah, making sure from now on I don't do that again. I was considering that. For monitoring, but the only way I'll be able to do it is if I do it here on my phone. Because I could put it onto the PC, but when I do it that way, it creates like a 10-second added delay to it. And I thought about putting earbuds in to do it on the phone, but at the same time, this is how I monitor the chat, so it's easier for me not to constantly lean forward. That way, I could just sit here like this, and I know where the chat is, and I can go boom. I don't have to read it myself on screen because I can read it right here and know which comment I'm working with. And I'm sorry if I'm periodically looking down because I do want to engage with you all here in the chat with me. And this is a lot easier than looking like a goof leaning forward all the time. And it keeps the audio at a good quality so you can hear me rather than if I lean forward and then it's trying to pick up my voice way up here at the monitor rather than here where I'm sitting comfortably. So today's mission is to tell you how I plan on dealing with trolls. And if you remember the other day, I had mentioned in one of my other live streams that I'm no longer really worried about trolls because I have come to the conclusion that if I have to deal with a troll coming into a live stream or even into a video on the channel in general, that I'm just going to block the comment and the user from being able to comment. And I now have moderators in my community who are here to assist me occasionally as well that will be able to remove comments or put people in time out so I don't necessarily have to worry about it as much as I used to. And I've gotten to the point now that with this challenge, go ahead and troll me. Because if you troll me, I'm just gonna boot your ass right out of my stream. Plain and simple. Um, as I said, there's my completion of the mission pretty much for today because that's all I have to do is explain how I plan on dealing with trolls. And I actually played a troll today just to help out our brother Karma Cashflow on his channel to see how he would react with a troll on his channel. And I made a couple comments. Otherwise, I just kept on putting in troll. That way he knew it was me screwing with him. But Karma had made a comment about being born in Cuba. So I had made the comment of, okay, you came from Cuba. So does that mean you came here from Cuba on a raft? And rather than blocking me or removing my comment because he knew it was me, thankfully, um, he actually told us a story about how he came from Cuba to here in the United States when he was younger. And that's another way that we can deal with trolls is to turn the comment or joke or whatever it may be into something comical for the rest of us or educational for the rest of us rather than just going boop, you're gone. Which thankfully, as I said, Karma Cash Flow knew it was me because I had pre-warned him I was going to troll him today, and everything worked out just fine anyway. And as I said, I figured I would do today's a little bit different compared to how I have been. Yesterday, I should have probably touched a little bit on the coaching and consulting, but I was more focused on being able to give you a good interview with Martin Hewlett about calming anxiety on his course. That way, you all here on the channel know who Martin is, have a little bit more about background on him and why he created the course and what you can gain from taking his course. I myself am one of his students in that course, and as I said yesterday, I absolutely love it. I actually had to deal with some anxiety and stress over the weekend because of a particular family member who has a tendency of screwing with me on a regular basis. And once I seen that, the first thing I did was go straight to Karma Cash Flow's channel and watched him for a quick second to catch up on a replay, and then immediately went right over to my course for calming anxiety, and I listened to Martin Hewlett so I could really finish calming down and getting myself back into a good frame of thought because my cousin that more or less trolled me had set me off into a bad mood to the point to where I could have reached through my phone and strangled the living shit out of him, but, you can't do that, and that's not a good way to constantly be throughout the day, so thankfully, I went into Martin's course, and I was able to get into my meditation state and relax and calm myself down because as you heard me say yesterday, I love listening to Martin. That accent of his is just I love that UK English accent. His may not be as strong as everybody else's, like he said yesterday, but that accent is still nice in my opinion. I don't know why, but there's something about the people in the UK that I just love listening to them talk. All right, let's see what else did you say. Don't do it on the same computer that's you're streaming from. Yeah. I I know. Um, I thought about doing it here on the cell phone, but I felt like I would kind of look weird having an earbud and a cord hanging down from the phone, and then I have a tendency of setting it on the desk in front of me or setting it on my lap, and trying to limit how much of a goof I look like on camera. I know not to worry about it because we're going to have slip ups and look like a goof periodically anyway, but I'm trying to make my streams look as professional as possible because I want to be able to give you good value here on the live streams, but I also want to be able to have the capability of repurposing these live streams into future clips or other videos that we might have here on the channel, as well as being able to repurpose them for Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. This way, you will be able to see the different variations of content on all the different platforms that I am on. And the whole reason I'm on the different platforms is to, as I've been recommended to, is to diversify. Now, yesterday, Karma would say diversification is not a good thing to do, but in some cases, it actually is. It depends on the context of what you're diversifying. In this case, we're talking about content creation and diversification And I think that is actually a good thing to do because, like, for instance, the whole TikTok ban. Granted, it hasn't officially been banned yet, but that was actually put out that if they do not comply with the executive order, that they will ban it here in the United States. And if that happens, anybody on that platform as a content creator will then physically be blocked by their ISP, and you do not want that to happen. So you'll have to figure out another way for your content to be put out to your followers. And I did actually find out, thanks to Casey Neistat posting his video last week, that there is actually a way around that whole situation. If you have the capability of using a VPN or a virtual private network, you will be able to continue using TikTok without any issues, because you will then be able to bounce your signal to a different country rather than saying that you're here in the United States. And when you do that, TikTok will be able to function again properly because you're no longer in the US by virtual private network. And that will be one of the ways you can get around the TikTok ban. Um, Now, we'll go into the second part of today's stream, and that is about coaching and consulting. I know in yesterday's video, if you've seen that, it does give you a fairly good breakdown of what coaching and consulting is. However, I figured today I would touch a little bit on what coaching and consulting is and ask any or answer any questions that you might have on that subject. I will do my best to give you the best answers because I am still learning many of these skills myself. I have experience in things to where I can coach and consult on things, but it depends on the niche that you're in. Whether you're a content creator, a blogger, or a podcaster, or whatever it is, it could insert your niche here because it could be just about anything. Anything can be coached or consulted on. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. And if you're not here with us live, drop them in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer them there as well. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, what is coaching and consulting, in case you didn't see the video yesterday? Coaching is encouraging somebody on accomplishing what it is that they're trying to do. Whether it's a life coach that is like somebody who is a counselor, kind of, but they will help you by listening to what your situation is and giving you suggestions on way you can overcome a possible problem, or they can coach you on your physical health, whether it's helping you figure out a good diet or an exercise routine or something like that. And consulting is being able to help in the sense of like a website review or how to structure your content for YouTube or your Instagram or Pinterest or whatever platform you use. Consulting is also a business tool in which you can talk about like security. And for instance, Jeff Sampson would be able to verify this one. He could be a consultant himself on how you can be able to secure your business or how you should have a protocol in the event of an active shooter or something like that. Why? Because he is a Marine, and Marines are all about being able to run into the fight and being able to handle it. And in this situation, he would be able to go to a company who would want to know, how do I deal with an active shooter? How do I deal with a security issue for safety so I know I can get my customers, employees, or clients into a safe area without taking any kind of damage in the situation at hand. That could be one way he could help out in his area, is by helping somebody in a business per se to go, okay, well, we've had all these active shooters in the last 10 years. How do I ensure that my company and my staff are safe? Joe Sampson would be able to go to that company and go, okay, well, you have regular old plain glass. You need to replace your windows with bullet resistant glass. You have a door that is wood framed. You need to replace that wood framed door with a metal framed door that is reinforced, so you then know that you can't use a battering ram or shoot the lock off or anything like that, for instance. Hypothetically speaking, of course. I don't know if Samson does this or not, but it is a good example of what he could do if he was a consultant for security reasons. Another way of consulting is, for instance, here on this channel. Hence, consult a blind guy. I am able to consult you on the education of what is and is not acceptable to us in the blind and visually impaired community. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you would know, like, for instance, things not to say or do to the blind and visually impaired. That there, in a sense, if you came to me personally, is consulting you so you know that you're following accessibility laws within the United States. And I see you commented, so let's see what you said. That is pretty spot on. Thank you, Samson. Greatly appreciated that, brother. Because that you were one of the first people that I actually thought of as an example earlier today on touching on this subject. Because of our experience of being enlisted, I know that there is a lot of veterans that are private security consultants, as well as contractors. I actually thought about trying to get into private security consulting and contracting, but I'm afraid that my visual impairment might hinder me on that just a little bit. Even though I might have the knowledge, I don't think that there's going to be too many people that are going to go, hey, blind guy, how do I protect myself? Or can you come in and check out my facility and help me make sure that it's safe? So I would much rather use you as an example, Samson, because I know you have that eyesight and you have that capability. So thank you for letting me use you as an example, because I know you'd be the first person I would contact as a fellow Marine brother if I had any questions that I would go to. Another good example of consulting is like Pat Flynn. On the weekends, on Saturdays, we do website reviews or YouTube channel reviews. And that there is a form of consulting, because he goes in, he reviews your channel or your website, and then he gives you that feedback of what is going to work and what's not going to work on that channel and ways that you can improve upon it. In fact, he is one of the people that I listen to on a regular basis on how I can improve my brand and my channel here. And he's also the one that is helping me the most with building my business and getting it launched officially here in the near future. Unfortunately, because of disability, there are some restrictions I have to work around, but we can still actually get my business started and going legit before I actually register it and have to get off of Social Security because of the wonderful government restrictions. And if you're not already familiar with Pat Flynn, I highly recommend that you check him out. He is an awesome guy. He's down to earth, funny, and he's always willing to help out everybody that is there in the live streams. Nice. That there is nice. I'm going to actually put that up there because that is something awesome, man. I'm telling you. That right there is something I did not know and I appreciate because you have fulfilled your time in the service and you are still, in a sense, following through with our oath of enlistment and helping those in the community to ensure that they are safe, just as we promised to do when we enlisted. If there's anything I know for sure is when it comes down to us in the Marine Corps, when we're retired, our retirement never is never really a retirement. Once we sign on that dotted line, we are always dedicated to following that oath. When we say we're here to protect people, we mean it. Even once we're out of uniform, we're still ready, rip raring, ready to go and run into any kind of situation that could cause harm to anybody. And that's one thing I love about my Marine Corps brothers is every one of them has training in the sense that they are going to show somebody in their community how they can stay safe. So kudos to you, Samson, for continuing to follow through with your oath of enlistment for companies in your community. That is a great service that you're offering, brother. I can't thank you enough for that because I get really irritated when I hear about things happening out in California and I see the law enforcement running away or taking their sweet ass time. And I know that there are people like you, the brothers out there, who are actually going to run into that situation, whether the law enforcement's there or not. And I think that there gives you a good idea of what coaching and consulting is. If you have any questions about coaching and consulting, please, by all means, put them into the chat. If you're not here with us live, drop them down into the comments and I will get back to you as soon as possible to answer them. I am more than happy to help you out, learn anything you need to about coaching and consulting. I have a great amount of resources when it comes to this because of Pat Flynn. I am a part of a Slack team or a quarantine fam that Just Sampson is a part of, and we have quite a few members there that if I don't know the answer, I can reach out to my quarantine fam and get the answers there as well. And with that said, if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in. And you can also do a questionnaire for me about anything you want, whether it's me personally, the channel, whatever. We'll do an Ask Me Anything portion. I'm not noticing any just yet. Um, I do actually have a question for you that are here viewing live or in the replay. Which would you rather see for a background? Would you prefer a curtain with maybe a little bit of the bokeh effect to where it looks good on me, but the background is a little bit more out of focus? Would you prefer to see something along the lines of me sitting further away from the wall and actually having things in the background? Or uh, what kind of setup would you prefer to see? Because after all, I am trying to do everything to make this better for you, not for me. I honestly could care less, but I would like to make it so that you enjoy this stream more because of the quality of the video and the content rather than me sitting here against the wall and that's it. As I said, I've got this TV that's sitting up over here. I originally wanted to try using it within the stream, but its positioning and everything is just way too far off for me to get it in camera. And previously, before the challenge, I was afraid of, for some reason, showing off my bedroom because that's where we're sitting at, is in my bedroom. And I keep my room clean, but for some reason, I still felt like that if you were to see something that you might not like it because it's too much stuff in the background, or there's not enough lighting or something, you know, just them thoughts that run through the back of the head that make you go, are my viewers going to like this or are they going to hate this? Because that's the most important thing to me, is that you all enjoy the stream better than what I might perceive you enjoying the stream as. Yes, exactly, Samson. I'm going to actually put that up as well. And Samson says, when you are coaching, you only need to know a little bit more than the people you're helping. And that is so true. So true. I was actually in our meeting today with Rhino Dog and Tim, and we were actually talking about them doing YouTube versus just podcasting. And that was one of the first things that the guys had said to me today, is that they would hit me up if they had any questions when it came to YouTube, because they know I'm here on a regular basis live streaming, and they know that I've been a content creator YouTuber since day one of YouTube. So I've got a lot of knowledge and experience when it comes to how to upload, how long you should upload, and things like that. Granted, I'm still learning some of the new things that are going on these last few months that are actually helping me improve. In fact, my other channel, Raven's Videos 1, is almost to the 1,000 subscriber mark. And I actually gained over 800 subscribers in the last 6 months because of the new improvements that I've made on that channel, thanks to learning from our influencers. Some like Pat Flynn, Nick Nimmin, D Nimmin. Shout out to D Nimmin. I was on his channel last night and that was freaking amazing and fun. I can't thank D for that opportunity enough, because I was actually surprised to be able to go on one of his channels. And I was fanboying for a minute, I will admit, because it's not too often that somebody on a small channel like me would expect to be on somebody's channel that has over 200,000 subscribers. So that was an amazing experience last night, to be on a big influencer channel that I have been a fan and member of for the last year. It was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Uh, Blue wall, best color to contrast with your red channel color. Get as far as away from the wall as possible. Yes. Thank you, Samson. I'm grateful for your feedback, brother. I am definitely going to work on getting a little bit further away from the wall. In fact, actually, here, I will. Give me 1 second. I'm going to adjust a couple things so I can move the camera so you can see what I'm kind of working with. That there is my closet. As you can see, Samson, I have my Rifleman's Creed sitting up on my closet door because, every Marine is a rifleman, and I love having my Rifleman's Creed sitting there because it reminds everybody that I am a jarhead and I'm rip ran ready to go to save the day if need be. And that there is my wonderful large collection of records and turntables, and then some of my Native American stuff that is sitting there. And that's where I actually used to sit before, was where my records are sitting. The box that's sitting down towards the bottom is actually my newest box set of Marine Corps Sounds of Solid Gold from back in the early 80s, late 80s. I can't remember exactly which year it was published, but that's where I used to sit when I first started the channel, and it's blocking my window because I, being visually impaired, cannot stand bright light. So I kind of blocked off the window a little bit again, so I had more darkness in here because I can control the lighting a bit better. But I'm actually thinking about moving that from there back over here to the blue wall. But like I said, I want to make this the best for you viewers rather than for me. So that's why I love getting input from you guys, because I want to make sure that the quality of the video is good for you. And I would much rather make the viewers happy than for me to be happy. There we go. I love having the smooth gimbal. It makes moving the camera a lot smoother than me trying to pick up and rotate it. Yeah. Hey, Divided by Sight. Thanks for joining us today. Great to see you here. Yes, look at all those albums. And as I said, I just got another box set yesterday. So now I'm gonna have to get me another record shelf because I'm like way, way over the capacity of that shelf. And you've got that big shelf that you just seen that has 16 cubes that are 13 by 13 inches. Then you have the turntable stand that has a cabinet underneath, which is entirely packed itself, and that's another like 18 inches. And then I've got a box of 45 RPM little 7-inch records that are sitting on the floor at the moment in a box because I don't have any room for them. And up in the closet is another set that I don't have room for. So I'm gonna have to figure out another album holder because I am like way, way overstocked on music. But what do you do when you're an audiophile, man? You can't stop getting music because I love my music. And that's one thing you'll definitely learn about me here in the near future is about my music collection, because I am planning on doing a video on that, unless maybe you guys would want a live stream. I'm not too particularly worried about copyright claims, if you know that already, because of seeing my other channel, Raven's Videos 1, that's got at least close to 50 copyright claims on it because I do share some of my albums on there. Specifically, the ones mainly that are on there are my native music, and only some of them are not copyright protected, and the majority of them are. But on most cases with my native albums, there's a few of them, as well as some of the non-native albums, that I'm the only known owner to actually have them in the entire world. In that case, I enjoy sharing those albums because you may never actually get the opportunity to hear them other than out of my collection. Now, the Library of Congress is supposed to have a copy of them, but as we all know, Library of Congress does actually ship what they have out to the libraries around the country for somebody if they want to listen to them, just like they would for books or other reading materials. And in those cases, we all know that when you go to the local library, you could actually get a book or an audio book on cassette that is damaged. So you might not be able to listen to it at the highest quality, or maybe they won't even have it at all because once it does get damaged, they do have the tendency of not sending it out no more, and it will just sit there and collect dust because it's no longer usable. In this case, that's where I come in, and I have them in my archive of a collection, and I will share them, and I'll take that risk of the copyright claim so you can enjoy them at no risk to you because I'll take the risk. I know YouTube frowns upon that kind of thing, but the way I see it, they're going to take the copyright claim and the funding from the ads or whatever in those videos is going to go to where it belongs anyway. I'm not monetized, so it works for me. Let's see. I'm seeing comments coming in, so I'll take a look here. What camera, webcam built in on laptop or mirrorless? Actually, Samson, I am using my old cell phone. Um, it is an LG smartphone, and it's plugged in. Actually, here, I'll see if I can do it this way real quick. I'll leave the chat, and I will open up my camera a minute. Oh, close that a second, and I'll take a quick picture so you can see. Actually, I'll do it this way so it's better view. All right, Samson, here is my view. As you can see, here is the laptop, and then right up there, actually, it didn't get it. All right, let me, there we go. Touching the screen, it kind of hit it, but there is my old cell phone right here at the top, and it's sitting on top of the smooth gimbal, which is on top of a tripod, and it's running through the USB into the computer, and I'm running a program called IV which was recommended by D. Niman, and that's what he's actually using right now while he's in Mexico, so he can live stream as well from a phone. Is IV on a phone. You can use it either wirelessly or by USB. I prefer to use it with the USB because it's a guaranteed connection rather than trying to use the Bluetooth in hope that it will connect, because sometimes it will automatically connect with the Bluetooth, and then sometimes it don't like to connect. In that case, they want you to type in your computer IP address so it can sync that way, and I just find it to be annoying, so I run it from the USB on the phone into the computer, and then both the phone and the laptop have that same program. You can use the program for free for, I think, 2 weeks on a trial, and then it's like seven to $10 to actually pay for the program and have it unlimited. And I have it on the laptop. That way, any phone at all, like if you were to visit, we could actually put the app on your phone, and I'd just be able to plug your phone in and be able to use it. Now, if you have it just on that phone and paid for it, then you can only use that phone to be able to stream on whatever laptop. I find it easier to have it so that I can have more capability by having it on the laptop, because not only can I use the camera that's up there right now recording, but I could also hook this one up at the same time and be able to pull a second camera in if I wanted to, because of having that paid version. All right, now I'm opening back up YouTube so I can see the chat again, because as I said, I hate leaning back and forth on you guys. I think it's disrespectful, and it cuts down the quality of the stream by me bouncing back and forth like that. All right, let's see. Have you looked into any moment lenses for your old self? They're really cool. I would ask D if there are any apps where you can adjust the ISO and aperture of a call. Yeah, I do have the capability with the program to change the ISO and stuff, but I still haven't quite figured it out 100% yet. I will definitely have to work on that, or uh ask D, because I'm sure he probably knows a lot more about using that than I do. Because usually I do actually have a light over there that would be on right now, but I wasn't in the mood to try fighting with the light to get it in position today. So, unfortunately, the lighting's probably a little bit off for me today. Um, and what are moment lenses, Samson? I've never heard of those before. Is that like an attachment that I'd be able to put over the top of the camera lens on the phone? Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's why I've been sitting here doing this whole thing with the phone, because I can see that the comments are there. Actually, I could probably zoom these in. Let's see. Hey, I'm still learning out how to use some of these features on a laptop, because my laptop actually does have kind of the pinch and squeeze feature. So I can zoom in. It's just a matter of keeping it aligned with the chat. Yes, Moment is a company that builds add-on lenses for cell phones. Nice. I will definitely check that out. Thank you. I did not know that. Greatly appreciated, brother. I will definitely check them out after the stream today. Yes, that is for sure. Because I've been trying to learn as much as I can lately with the whole new features of YouTube Studio and the layout for StreamYard with all the extra features that I have now for being a partner and having everything unlocked. Divided by site. I have Zoom on my laptop, yet reading comments during the stream is still hard. Yes, very. And right now, once I clicked on your name, it actually made everything blue. So it's a lot harder to see it. Whereas if I take it off of screen, it's the black background with white text, makes it a lot easier. So I actually think I will touch base with Dan and Gage and see if there's a way to possibly get them to change up the color scheme a little bit, maybe for us, or maybe give us the option. Because if I could leave it at a uh, dark color to click on hide and show the comments rather than it turning it a highlighted blue, I think it would be a lot easier for me to continue being able to read. Awesome. Thank you, brother. Greatly appreciated. I will definitely check that out. Because that'd definitely help, I'm sure. All right. Yep, I got it, Samson. Thank you, brother. I will definitely check that out here in a minute. Yes, divided by site. That is probably what it is because here I'll minimize the chat again real quick. Scoot that up there. And we'll go in here like this. We'll go like this and like this. We'll take that picture. There we go. Minimize, and that's what I'm talking about. See how it's blue? Even though the finger's still on it, that's the color blue it comes up with the text. So when I highlight your name to put it on screen, it's that bright blue, and I can't see the white letters on the bright blue like that. Whereas without it, it's black like underneath and above it. And that to me is a lot easier. Um, in fact, that's how my laptop is set up for me to do pretty much everything is high contrast. Everything is always black and white. Like, there we go. Like that. That makes it so much easier if everything is black and white for me to be able to read. And I would like it if the chat was the same way, but I'm sure that that'll be something I have to talk to Dan and Gage about for StreamYard. Excuse me. Because I know now as a partner, I will have a little bit more of a connection to the company because they want to make sure that everything is accessible to the best of the ability that they can. And I honestly believe that is one reason that I got my partnership with StreamYard is because of doing my tutorials and helping them get our community of blind and visually impaired content creators to use StreamYard and making it so that it is easier for our community to be able to utilize their system. So I will definitely reach out to StreamYard and see if we can possibly get a little bit of an improvement on that and hope for the best, because I'm sure Dan and Gage will understand where we're coming from as visually impaired users about the issue with the color backgrounds for things like that. And they're usually pretty good when it comes down to reaching out to us users, whether we're free members or whether we're paid members, about making improvements so that we have that good quality. And I'm sure now that I am a partner that I can bring this up not just as a customer, and we can probably get some kind of an improvement or a new add-on to it to where we can utilize a different color than the highlighted blue. Does StreamYard comments hump like going to the bottom? What do you mean, Lauren? Do you mean jump to the bottom? I'm not quite sure what you mean on that one. Does StreamYard comments hump like going to the bottom? Um, yeah, if you're talking about while you're sitting here watching them, the comments come in, it doesn't automatically switch to the next comment. You have to do it, but it flows just like you're watching it on the stream right now. So whoever comments, the most recent comment is all the way at the bottom. And then if you want that comment, you would have to click on it, and the same thing going up. It's just like watching the chat. Hey, Danny McKenna, thanks for joining us today. I was actually getting ready to close out the stream here in just a second, but I will stay an extra couple minutes for you because I have been trying my best to stick to our 1 hour stream time. Hey man, uh, yeah, I'm doing good. The storms that rolled through this past couple days weren't all that bad here. We only got a little bit of rain in our area. There was a couple places up north and around us that got nailed with that rain, but we didn't, thankfully. Um, but yeah, Lauren, the comments really so much don't jump. You have to select each and every one that you want to be able to display. Like for instance, I'll go like this here, go to the bottom, and then because of this comment being up, the next person that comments, it'll come up underneath them and that comment will stay there. So if you want the next comment below that, you have to click off of one to click to the other to hide and show, or you could just click from one to the next depending on your preference. Like I'll go up. And it's just a single click and you can go up the list or down the list. Sometimes I have noticed with the different users, depending on what way that they're going into the comments or what program they're using, because I have noticed like some people use vmix to go into StreamYard, or they'll use eCam sometimes to go into StreamYard, and because of that extra software, they'll click on the chat to be able to display things, and sometimes it will actually skip the comment that you wanted and go to the one above or below. So then you have to double click to be able to get it to come up. I hope I understood your question right. But if I didn't, Lauren, you can definitely hit me up in our community group, whether you want to make the comment in the mastermind or in the hangout group. I'll be more than happy to chat with you on there and figure it out. As I was saying, I'm going to be doing more tutorials on how to use StreamYard, so everybody here will actually have an understanding of what all the new added features are if you have the paid membership rather than just the free, because on the free you're only allowed to use so much. Like for instance, the logo in the top right hand corner is my logo instead of having the StreamYard logo. The overlays, instead of having theirs, is now going to be mine. And speaking of which, this is actually something I should have been doing already, but I was too focused on other things. But there is the ticker, or one of my tickers. And then we will pop up. Where is it? There it is. My overlay, one of my custom overlays. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. And I actually created that. That was not a StreamYard overlay. That is one of mine that I made. If you would like to know how to make overlays like that, please let me know and I will show you how to do that with Canva. Because that's where all of my graphics that you see here on this channel come from. Everything I use for an overlay or a lower third outside of the comment stuff, everything that you see for graphics, my thumbnails, all of it is done on canva.com. I absolutely love Canva. I paid for the membership and it was one of the best investments that I think I could have made for my channel, right along with using StreamYard. I would like to use like Team vMix or vMix. I say Team vMix because of the live streaming pros, but I would like to have tried out vMix and been able to use that, but I couldn't do it. Unfortunately, from what I was reading through, it looks like you have to have the 1,000 subscribers unless you go through vMix into StreamYard until you have that 1,000 subscribers. And as we all know, I'm not even to 100 on this channel yet, so that wouldn't have worked for me. That's why I'm using StreamYard. And honestly, I like StreamYard anyway, and I probably won't switch to anything else that I can think of right now, not even vMix, until they have an ability for me to be able to have the accessibility like we do here on StreamYard. I know they do have some accessibility features from what I've read so far, but I don't believe it's as accessible as what we have right now with StreamYard. Uh, was with the writing community. They have streams every day, and sometimes I get invited. Nice. How you doing, Dale? Nice to see you here, sister. It was nice seeing you last night on the channel with me and with D and everybody. If you didn't happen to see, I did do a screenshot and put that up in group for us as well, because it's definitely not too often that you see two blind content creator on D Niman's channel all at the same time, especially when you had us both sitting right there together, one above the other. That was definitely fun last night. And Dale, we can definitely chat a little bit more too about what we were talking about last night in the members live stream in your content, because I know you said you wanted to do some other things but you were nervous about stuff, but I think that we can figure that out within our mastermind or in the community group as well. Yeah, I actually got a few of them, Dale. I only posted the one last night, and it actually shows me sitting here like I was just a second ago, looking down at my phone while I was taking the screenshot. But I did do an extra couple of them where I put my phone down and I couldn't see it, and I started doing screenshots. So I'll have a couple more up there in the group soon, because I thought it was absolutely awesome that D had us on there last night. I was like super stoked because I was fanboying. I will admit it. I was fanboying for a minute last night because it's like, wow, I'm on D Niman's channel. It's freaking awesome. In fact, after we got out of that stream last night, or well, when he ended the stream last night, I was the last man standing because I stayed in the stream when he put up the outro music to close out, and I waited until the end so I could leave because I'm a typical viewer. I like to stay, help increase his watch time until the very end when it boots you out of the stream and goes to the next clip or next video. And I actually had the opportunity to chat with D for a couple minutes after everybody left, and I was the last man standing. And when I woke up this morning, I actually had gotten a follow on Instagram from Tuber Tools and Tuber Secrets. So that was pretty awesome to get a follow from Nick and D. But we are few minutes past the top of the hour for today's stream. So if anybody has any last minute questions for me about today's topics, by all means, feel free to drop them into the chat and I will answer them real quick before we end today's live stream. Which of the groups did you post that screenshot? I do believe I put it into the Hangout group, if I remember correctly. I will look real quick for you, Dale, just to make sure. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it's in the Hangout group, Dale. It is the second post. Lauren posted a little bit ago, and then just underneath Lauren's post is the picture from last night. Awesome. How are you promoting your live stream before you go live? I actually have my stream set up on a schedule, and it is going out on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook to pre-warn everybody that I will be going live. And then I will occasionally post on my groups and pages as well to let people know that I will be going live. I had considered doing a Facebook ad, but I'm not quite sure I want to use that just yet. I think I might use the Facebook ads for just general promotion of my content when they give me the $10 free voucher again, because I'm trying to limit the amount of expenses that I put out for right now with the whole Social Security issues that I got going on. But that's how I have been promoting so far, is to schedule everything in advance as best I can so that YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter will put that out there for me to let people know. Thursday, this coming Thursday, will be my first multi-stream including Twitch, rather than like I am right now, where we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. On Thursdays, it will be Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch that will be streamed too. That way, I can alternate between Twitch and Twitter, because I can only do 3 streams at a time. Because I didn't want to like overwhelm everybody, or myself particularly, with having 8 different streams going at a time with the pro membership for StreamYard. On the basic plan, you get 3. On the pro plan, you get 8. And I felt that if I did 8, I would be like way overwhelmed, because then I would be on both of my groups plus my page, and then Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and I don't want to be like overwhelmed with the comments and stuff, because I know each of them will have a pull-in for that, and I don't want to make it too difficult on me or on the moderators when they are here to have to try getting in between them to figure out who's on what platform and things like that. Your creeper account. Love it, Samson. Just love it. Really? I've never noticed that, Danny. Because I've been streaming here on my channel the last few days, and the other day I had a 2-hour live stream. Never once did it have an issue. Now, if you're talking about live streaming on actual Facebook itself rather than multi-streaming like I am from StreamYard, I don't know about whether or not it boots, because I haven't streamed solely on Facebook itself that much. other than the Leda group that I'm in for the challenge this month. And even then, it seems to do pretty good for us in the challenge because I've had a couple of streams now that were an hour and a half, almost 2 hours long. Callie from the Live Streaming Pros has also had a couple streams that are around the same length. And we've never had any disconnection issues like that. I know they do occasionally not allow people to connect right away. They've been having some bugs with that, but otherwise I haven't really noticed anything. Love it, Samson. Love it. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, Danny, because like I was saying, being in the Facebook group for the Leda Challenge, we've never really had any like major issues on the length, so I will definitely check that out. Interesting. Thank you for that info. I will definitely check it out, brother. Alrighty, we are almost a half an hour over an hour. So, with that said, everybody, I would like to thank you for joining me today in another wonderful Leda Day 18 live stream. I will be back again tomorrow, same time, same place. I thank you all for joining me here live and chatting with me and chatting with our community. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on the latest videos, live streams, and more. And I hope that all of you have a wonderful afternoon or evening, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you again, everybody, for commenting and chatting. I greatly appreciate all of you coming and showing your support and encouragement to keep going every day this month for this challenge. I thank you all a great deal. And I actually am working on a possible surprise for all of you as well. So definitely stay tuned because I'll be making an announcement on that officially here in the near future. Uh, I see a couple more comments coming in. I want to see those before we go. Uh, hey, it awesome to see you here, Dale. Yep. Whether you're late, at least you made it. That's all that matters, right? Uh, we'll miss it tomorrow because of a stream at the same time, but I will show up and thumbs up. Hey, thank you, Dale. Greatly appreciated. No worries if you're not here. There's always team replay, you know. Thank you all again. I greatly appreciate you coming and showing your support and chatting and hanging out with me. It does mean a great deal to me because this challenge before this month started was really plaguing my mind to how it was going to go. And this has actually turned out to be a great help for me personally and as well as for my channel. And I owe that all to you coming here and supporting me and encouraging me to keep going. So, with that said, I'd like to thank you all one last time and remind you that I will be here tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern, and 11 o'clock Pacific, and we will have the next day's mission for Leda. Today's was about trolls. We'll see what tomorrow's is later on tonight, and I will update the description so you will all be able to have a little bit of a forewarning of what we'll be talking about tomorrow. Thank you all again for joining me today, and we will see you tomorrow.